Well, let's get back to the questions. And Mike, I want to start with you. There's a lot of producers that have either started with their first cutting hay or about to start. Do you have some specific questions specifically around cut quality and conditioning and how producers can improve both cut quality and conditioning of their hay?
Sure. The highest quality hay starts at the time that it's cut, and that's really important to realize that this wetter, cooler conditions are making it challenging for the producers, but making sure that their equipment is ready to go to the field, and especially that mower conditioner, whether the knives are sharp, the conditioning rolls are adjusted properly to be able to get a good, effective conditioning, and then also how that crop is discharged from the machine. By opening up those windrow shields to be able to lay out a wide, even windrow for consistent dry down is very important, especially in these wetter conditions, and taking a look at that. But really, to be able to save time in the field, make sure that that machine's ready for this cutting.
Yeah, we hate to complain about moisture after going through this drought, but now about the time we get some hay, we also want to get it put upright, so that's helpful to know. Kurt, let's talk about this big square baler. A couple of people have referenced it on their call-ins. You've just launched this new big square baler this year. Tell us a little bit about it, and I want to ask the question, is it truly smarter and faster like you guys project?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
We've moved up from 42 strokes a minute to 48 strokes a minute.
Okay.
And we've optimized flow through the machine. And how we did that is we came up with a brand new pickup called an active sweep pickup. It has some very innovative features in it. The side sheets are specially shaped with an S profile to allow crop to enter from the sides. And one of my favorite ways to demonstrate this new product is to take it out in a hayfield. Just to show people what it can do, you just drive a circle in a hayfield. You can enter windrows from the side, from the front. The pickup is as close to a row-insensitive pickup as I've ever seen in the marketplace. So it's a nice machine.
That's really good. And Mike, back to you. You know, a lot of our producers, a lot of cattlemen put up a lot of hay, and in some cases they put it up commercially. They're looking for faster ways to get that hay cut. How can New Holland help?
Well, New Holland has a broad offering of mower conditioners, whether it be our hay binds that range anywhere from 7 to 18 feet in width of cut, as well as a full line of disc mower conditioners. But something brand new that we introduced is our Mega Cutter. It's actually a mounted disc mower conditioner that allows the operator to utilize a high horsepower tractor, such as our T7 or our T8 series tractors, and be able to cut 30 feet of hay in one pass, but yet fold up to be able to be 10, 11 feet going down the road, transporting very narrow, and utilize that large tractor on a year-round basis on their farm or ranch.
Absolutely, that's a great idea. We're still standing by, ready to take your calls to ask the New Holland experts any of your questions. Again, just a few more minutes to call 1-888-824-6688 or email us your question at c2c@beef.org. And as we return to the phones, I'm told we have a caller from Vermont. Gaston, is that your name?
Yes, it is, sir.
Thank you so much for calling. What's your question?
I actually don't have a question. I just wanted to appreciate you guys and what you guys do for business. Me and my father actually purchased two H7550 2-point hitch, 13-foot cut disc binds last spring.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to mow. We put up about 3,000 bales a year. And we have a really short growing season here for grass, so we really appreciate the way they maneuverability in the field and the way they work the land. And we really like, especially the Momax cutter bar system for rocks. They work wicked good.
I like that.
And just that's what I wanted to say.
Are you interested in a job? It sounds like you got a salesman on the phone. You might want to hire this guy, Abe.
Well, that's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
Gaston, thank you very much for your purchases. A couple things. Yeah, we're always looking for great people. I definitely don't want to take you off the farm. Sounds like you love what you're doing. Yeah. But we're always looking for good people, Kevin. And I just want to make sure I say that folks that are interested in agriculture, interested in particular hay tools, have a knack for this. They love to dabble. They'd like to be part of our team. I always like to bring great, energetic people on our team. For Gaston, another thing to think about would be, you know, we've got skid steer loaders now in our arsenal. You know, New Holland Construction is part of New Holland Agriculture, and we have skid steers. He might have use for those on the farm as well. Yeah. Some of Mike's new mid-range tractors, or maybe that Mega Cutter. But we've always got new things that, you know, perhaps you might want to think about considering for his farm. Again, thanks for the business.
Yeah, that's a great compliment. And, you know, just to follow up on that, I have noticed the people that I've met with your organization, they just have a genuine passion for farming. I mean, I just get the sense that so many of you were born and raised in farms and ranches across this country and have a pragmatic look at you know, how this equipment is used. And I just really compliment you on the team that you are assembling, Abe. Let's go to Missouri, and we've got a call from Owen. Owen, go ahead.
Yes, I've got a BR 7090 baler, and the book calls for 80 horse with an 86 horse tractor.
You know, Owen, can you step away from your television just a little bit, or turn that down? And you're cutting out a little bit on the show here. So you've got a baler, and tell us more about what we lost you after that.
I'm pulling it with the 86 horse tractor, and that seems to have all it wants just to pull it. What horsepower do you recommend for that BR 7090?
It depends a little bit on topography and how fast you want to bale. 86 horse is going to be right there at the minimum. Ideally, when you go to purchase a new tractor, assuming you're looking at a new one, you'd want to shoot for around 110, 115 horse.
Very good. That's a great question. We'll go to Virginia next. It sounds like we've got a caller. Jack is calling us. Jack, how's it going tonight?
Hey, doing good. Welcome to Virginia, I guess, for at least a minute. Good to be with you all.
Yeah, are you going to make some hay back there this year?
We're going to do what we can. I tell you, one of my questions that I always have a little frustration with, it's been, you know, we've been caught up in the drought as much as anybody, at least where I'm sitting. And I always look at those alfalfa fields, and I'm always worried about taking a rake to them for fear of losing leaves. And I was wondering if New Holland might have a little bit of a solution on that.
I've seen that happen too. You know, you go through all the effort to grow good hay, and then somebody's out there raking in the middle of the day and leaves flying all over, and you got nothing but stems left. What might you recommend, Mike?
Sure. Really, it comes down to making sure that the hay is at the right moisture whenever you're bringing that together in a windrow and stuff. Once it gets too dry, then you're going to have more leaf shatter and leaf loss for that. Now, certainly there's a difference in rakes, whether it be a rotary rake versus a wheel rake, and being able to be gentle on that crop as it's moving into the windrow formation and prepping it for the use of the baler and taking a look at it.
One of the things that you can do if you have a rotary rake is slow the PTO speed down to try and save the leaves. If it's July or August and we've got really dry ground conditions, low humidity, going out there in the morning when there's some dew and raking is an awesome thing to save the leaves as well. And then the other thing that you can do is on the baler, whatever baler is going to bale this crop, if you put your crop saver system on there, you open up that window of baling so that you can bale at a higher moisture. You don't have to get it all the way down to 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. You can be up there at 18, 19, then you harvest more dry matter tons, more of those leaves.
Yeah, that's what a lot of guys do in our area, is we just baling a little wetter with a crop saver type of system. We'll head to the Northwest. Cole is calling us from Washington. Cole, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good. How are you tonight?
Good. I gotta have to say, my question is, we just harvested our triticale silage, and we had a big windstorm go through here in Washington and blew all of our triticale down. And I was just wondering if New Holland had any new technologies on their swathers that could get some of that tall, rank triticale to get swathed in the perfect windrow.
So how do you get it picked back up and put it in windrow when you got a weather event like that?
Well, one thing with our swathers and our self-propelled windrowers is really to be able to adjust the cutter bar speed and being able to vary that speed for those crop conditions and stuff. Certainly the cutting angle helps in those down and tangled crops and conditions if it's wind blown. From that standpoint, to be able to vary the cutter bar angle, to be able to cut it closer and help with crop feeding and taking a look at that.
Gotcha. Yeah, great questions. Go ahead, Kurt.
We also have a little bit of new technology in the knife area where we have serrated knives also that are available besides the 7-degree and the 14-degree twist. The 14-degree twist is what we put on standard, but if they go see their local New Holland dealer, they can purchase serrated knives, which of course have little bumps on the end. They self-sharpen a little better, and that helps that crop from sliding off the end of the knife. So that'd be another opportunity that they could improve cut quality.
Oh, this is fantastic. We'll head to Illinois. We've got callers calling in from all over. Rod, you're on the line. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could add net wrap to an old 855 round baler. I've got an 855 round baler, and I'd like to net wrap my hay. I didn't know if I had to buy a different baler, or if it's cost effective to add the net wrap to that old baler.
By looks of your reaction, it doesn't sound like that's a possibility, Kurt.
No, unfortunately, we can't add net after the fact. The only option there would be to trade into a different baler.
But you, based on your earlier discussion, you would recommend net wrapping?
For sure, over twine. Again, you get a third more productivity out of your investment instantaneously. You save more dry matter tons by wrapping with net when you store outside.
That's great. Thank you so much for this insight. The National Cattlemen's Beef Association is so happy to have New Holland as our partner. And if you join NCBA now, you can get some special incentives on your favorite New Holland equipment. Plus, get that free copy of New Holland's Haymaker's Handbook. Join NCBA today. Give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF. We're standing by to take your call right now.